A new study shows 70% of all LGBTQ students say they're unsafe and face hate in schools. Schools remain hostile to LGBTQ plus students if we go by the new report from the Gay, Lesbian, and Straight Education Network, which found a decline in access to resources, books, and supportive clubs for those students. Nearly 70% of LGBTQ plus students felt unsafe at school because of their sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender expression. According to the biennial report released last week, more than 78% said they avoided school functions or extracurricular activities because they felt unsafe or uncomfortable. The findings come from the 2021 National School Climate Survey, which the organization has conducted every other year since 1999, offering a look into the unique experiences of LGBTQ plus students at schools across the nation and pointing to possible improvements. Aaron Ridings, Deputy Executive Director for Public Policy and Research, said, quote, "This year's report shows we must make additional progress before LGBTQ plus youth are at minimum safe in schools where they can thrive and reach their full potential. The attacks on LGBTQ plus youth from anti-LGBTQ plus extremists continue to create a chilling effect that threatens the well-being of gay and transgender youth across the country. We need leaders in states across the country who will uphold basic civil and education rights and let educators teach and students learn," end quote. Conditions have improved for LGBTQ plus students over the past 2 decades, though improvements have recently stagnated and researchers found few positive changes this year. The report seems self-obvious and self-evident, but I am fearful for students today. When I was in middle school and high school, you could not generally publicly be out in any way. The bullying would have been severe and consistent. It improved through the 90s, into the early 2000s, into the teens. It improved all the way up to gay marriage, entertainment, etc. What is happening now is, with the luxury of those improvements, so many more young people in schools have felt comfortable about their identity, and now they're caught by the culture wars that radical extremists are initiating, and that is causing dramatic percentages of increases in bullying, which means they're more vulnerable in school than I was in my time. I had it better than students have it today.
Well, even worse, they're targeting school boards. I mean, we have a story coming up about that, but they're targeting school boards and staffing members who are elected members who are anti-LGBTQ and wants to make sure that they ban the books, they, and do all those stuff that's, they want to.
Yeah. I fear that we're seeing a bell curve. It was bad and it got better and better and better, 2015, and then these last 2 years, it's just sort of nosedived off there. And I'm surprised that it's only 70% that feel uncomfortable. That is the number that surprises me for being low.
Right. The sad part to me is not only are the students at risk, which, then there's the ripple effect of that, right? Because they have parents and they have relatives and they have people that love them who are now also affected, but also for the students that are not part of the LGBTQ community, who want to just have a healthy friendship with their friend. Now they're caught in the middle too, right? Who do I choose? All of a sudden, all of the students are being affected by this hatred, and none of it is bringing us in a good direction, right? Because when do you learn to communicate? When you're young. When do you learn things are okay? When you're young, you don't want to have to unlearn hatred, right, which our generation has to do, right? We're trying to not do that again.
As someone who felt unsafe and faced bullying in school, I can't imagine what it must be like to be queer in school in 2022. You had the addition of social media, religious extremism, and this phony and hurtful legislation, the so-called Don't Say Gay bill. I mean, all of it is just mounting. It's going to come to a very bad end. It really is.
Yeah.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ+ community.